Hello, my name's Dr. Susan Plank, and today we're going to be talking blood sugar control. I am with healthyweightover45.com, and so blood sugar has its own problem, but also, yes, it's a main component in weight gain and that stubborn weight gain of why you can't get it off. So I want to be able to first explain to you the normal blood sugar response. So you're eating here, you eat, so let's say so you eat some salad, veggies, right? Healthy stuff. We'll just pretend you're eating healthy stuff. You eat your blood sugar, the food is digested, it's turned into blood sugar, glucose, and it enters your bloodstream. And that's the blue. It starts to increase very quickly within minutes of the first blood sugar glucose getting into your bloodstream. Insulin, a hormone from the pancreas, is released. And so, as blood sugar continues to rise, as that food is being digested and pulled into your blood, it gives the rest of your body energy. That's what blood sugar is. The pancreas continues to release this insulin, and it's a mechanism that the longer the blood sugar is going to continue to rise, the more the pancreas releases insulin. So we're going to see then where we get to a plateau. Blood sugar is not going up anymore. The insulin doesn't need to be released anymore, and the blood sugar is going to start to come down. And this happens over a function of time. This is normal. This is what we want, a normal blood sugar response. Unfortunately, what happens with an abnormal blood sugar response is typically the person's not eating the vegetables and the salads as much. They're eating more carbs, starches, breads, pasta, potatoes, beets, carrots, yams, all these things, but a lot with the pasta and the potatoes. That any starch can do this over time. That the person eats it, we have the same mechanism. It's turned into energy, right? It's turned into energy for the body. It comes into the bloodstream as glucose. We see it start to rise. We see insulin again almost immediately start to be released. But because this food choice is different, bread, pasta, potatoes, starchy things versus things higher in fiber and crunchy vegetables, we'll see the blood sugar continue to rise, insulin continue to be released over time. And so as the blood sugar continues to go up, we're seeing what happens, what goes up must come down. When that blood sugar now starts to make the turn the other way, the person is going to start to really be fatigued, brain fog, their energy, they're getting zapped. We'll have the same thing if a person misses a meal. We see their energy start to change. We see their mood start to change, right? That word getting hangry. They're hungry, but they're angry. Their behavior, the emotions are changing. This is how, over time, blood sugar and this abnormal blood sugar response develops. And so, what happens is, as that blood sugar is dropping and the person doesn't feel well, the energy, the life force feels like it's getting sucked out of them. They start to either go for more sugar, sweet starches, or they're going to go for caffeine, a stimulant. And they do this, usually something liquid, because it'll be absorbed faster. And again, drive the glucose back up, the blood sugar, drives the insulin back up. But now this happens over time, that there's just too much blood sugar. It's not getting into the cells. It's not healthy for the rest of the cells. And so now there's so much blood sugar that's too much energy that the body can even burn. It starts to get stored as fat. And over time, we can have a case of insulin resistance develop because more and more insulin is being released, pre-diabetes, and then ultimately, which no one wants, is diabetes. So this is really an effect of what you're eating, when you're eating it, and what's it doing to your blood sugar and the cells. The cells need the energy. So how can there be so much glucose out there and so much insulin, and yet it's turning into fat? Why aren't the cells getting this? Is because what happens, we go from a healthy cell here to when that blood sugar, the abnormal response of blood sugar, the glucose goes higher and higher, the insulin goes higher and higher. To get that energy, that glucose into the cell, the insulin has to bind with the glucose. And it becomes sort of like a lock and key. It binds with the glucose, and that's the only way it can get through the cell membrane into the cell. But as we have more and more glucose building up and more insulin building up, it can't get into the cell. They're not connecting. They're not healthy levels, and therefore the cell membrane is becoming resistant. That's the insulin resistance. It can't get through. And so the effect on those cells is we have more inflammation, more fatigue, dehydration, because as that cell membrane is being bombarded by glucose and insulin, it now is becoming resistant. It won't even let water and nutrients and the good things through. So a case and study of this, a 54-year-old woman, check the dates here, September of last year, blood sugar was 86, but look where she was in July. Just a mere 2 months and a week earlier, 133, hemoglobin A1C, blood sugar over time 6.7, had no clue she was diabetic. And 2 months and a week later, 86, 5.7. Diabetes can be reversed. We do things naturally. I want you to be empowered with what to eat and when to eat so you can make these changes. And then guess what? Sure enough, as we did that, right? We did that 2 months and a week. So 9 weeks. Look at where she went. She dropped 34 pounds as we were bringing down the blood sugar. So this is a perfect example of we've got to look at the blood sugar for everybody. If you have stubborn weight, if you're in that midlife range, even if you're younger, we have to look at your blood sugar. We have to figure out what's going on. So we want you to have a weight loss breakthrough, but this approach needs to be personalized. We need to find out what your blood sugar levels are, just we did for this woman, what your hemoglobin A1C is. When we do that, we can get back your energy. We can get you that flat belly, get you losing the weight, build your confidence. And baby, when you look good, you feel good, the libido is going to come bouncing back as well. So again, my name's Dr. Susan Plank. I invite you to check out weightlossbreakthrough.pro. Again, that's weightlossbreakthrough.pro, or head over to my website, healthyweightover45.com. Sure is a pleasure. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Take care. And if I can be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out with questions.